it really is going to be a big job getting the police back on the streets without there being used as a repressive arm against the people.
Okay, Leila Swaif, thank you very much indeed for talking to us. Much more still to come in the programme, including mourners gather for the funeral of Pakistan's former minorities minister who was gunned down after speaking out against the country's blasphemy law. And China announces a big boost in military spending, making its neighbours nervous.
As a slight chill spreads across Melbourne, we'll find a way to perk you up.
Welcome back. Well, across the United States, we are looking at spring, of course, and that's when we start to see the active weather come through the parts of the southeastern section of the United States. First of all, I want to show what's happening on the satellite image. Right here is the frontal boundary. You really can't see it on the satellite, but it is beginning to develop. Now, over the next couple of days, we are going to be seeing a lot of rain come out of this frontal boundary, anywhere from Texas all the way up to parts of Georgia, even up to New York. Now, it does change once you get across the Canadian border. We're looking at some very heavy snow for Ottawa as well as Montreal. That snow could be anywhere from 200 to 300 millimeters of snow. So if you are traveling to Canada, you're going to be expecting some airport delays in that region. Out towards the west, we are looking at some snow. If you're doing some late season skiing anywhere from Seattle up to Vancouver, very nice there, but some clouds pushing into San Francisco over the weekend as well. Down towards the south, we're going to be seeing some very heavy rain showers across southern Brazil, anywhere from Rio de Janeiro over to Sao Paulo, as well as the northeastern corner of Peru. That's going to be very localized heavy rain, so that could mean flooding in that region as well. Bolivia will finally get a break from the rain. A little bit drier for La Paz, but the temperatures are only going to get up to about 13 degrees in their forecast. And very quickly over towards Europe, the rain for Italy is still going to be very intense over the next couple of days, but that should start to die down as we go into Sunday.
Qatar Airways, world's 5-star airline.
It is in the details. A look. A connection. The moments that reveal the truth. Award-winning documentaries from critically acclaimed filmmakers. Witness documentaries to open your eyes. At this time on Al Jazeera.
Welcome back. You're watching Al Jazeera. A reminder of our top stories. In Libya, opposition fighters are taking on Muammar Gaddafi's security forces across the country. There are reports of heavy fighting in AlJazeera and Ras Lanuf in the east and in Gaddafi's stronghold, Tripoli. Protesters are also gathered in Benghazi after Friday prayers demanding the end of Colonel Gaddafi's rule. It comes after a series of airstrikes by pro-Gaddafi forces on eastern towns in the past week. And Friday prayers across the Arab world have again been followed by more protests calling for change. In Egypt, the country's new Prime Minister spoke to a crowd in Cairo alongside a senior member of the Muslim Brotherhood. He promised to work hard to realise protesters' demands. To Tunisia now, a country that's still struggling to restore stability since mass protests toppled President Zine El Abidine Ben Ali in January. In his first address to the nation, the new interim Prime Minister announced that he'll be forming a government in the next 2 days.
At this time, we're facing difficult responsibilities. As I said before, and a lot of colleagues here present know that in this government, which I'll be honored to head, all those who would like to leave, please feel free to do so. But all those who would like to stay and work, the door is open, and we will help each other and facilitate it. And we'll call on our people to help us and give us, at this short period of time, the benefit of the doubt. And then, after that, they will have the right to judge our behavior.
Our correspondent Nazim Ashiri is live for us in the Tunisian capital. So he wants people to give him the benefit of the doubt. What's the reaction so far been to this initial speech?
Well, Beji Caid Sebsi is an old-time politician, but he seemed very much in tune with what people here are asking for, trying to reassure people to back the interim government and that this country is now heading in the right direction. It's going to hold elections on July 24th to form a constitutional committee, one of the things that protesters here have been asking for. He also said the right words when it comes to those years of dictatorship, calling it years of darkness, and also going as far as saying that Ben Ali should be hanged for the fact that he, as head of army, left the country and he is a traitor. So it has gone down well with a lot of people. We just went down to the Prime Minister's office where hundreds of people have been protesting for weeks there in tents, and a lot of people are leaving there now happy with what they're hearing. But there are still a lot of problems in this country which haven't gone away.
Indeed, one of them, I suppose, is a huge amount of unemployment, particularly, he mentioned it, with people who are well-trained, graduates.
And one thing he talked about was the fact that the country right now is growing next to nothing compared to how it was growing before. There are 150,000 graduates in this country looking for work, and if a country doesn't start growing 8 or 9%, then these graduates will not be able to find any kind of employment. And when you head around the country, that is the thing that people here are talking about. You meet people who are very educated in their late 20s, who haven't worked a day in their lives. And it really is the dignity that they want back here. They want not only jobs, but dignity as well, and feel like they're contributing to the revolution that they took part in all those weeks ago to oust Ben Ali.
OK, Nazneen Mashiri, thank you very much indeed for that live update there from Tunis. Protesters are making themselves heard in Yemen too, where President Ali Abdullah Saleh has rejected the opposition's proposal for a transfer of power. But in the capital, Sana'a, demonstrators continue to call for his immediate resignation. Our correspondent Hashim Mahalbara is there.
Sana'a University Square, the focal point of the anti-government demonstrations. Again, thousands gathered after Friday prayers, chanting the slogans which have echoed across the country. The president has to go. Opposition members take to the podium, reminding the crowd that their fight will be a protracted one, but that eventually President Saleh will be forced out.
I wish if he understands to get out from our home, because we want to be free. We want to be free. Please, Ali, get out.
At their own rally, President Saleh's loyalists are firing back. They gathered in thousands in a show of support for their beleaguered leader. Influential tribesmen, clerics, and members of his ruling party joined anti-government protesters, accusing him of dragging his heels on reform.
This is Tahrir Square. This is where the anti-government protesters initially wanted to gather, but they were denied access to this site, which is now occupied by Ali Abdullah Saleh's loyalists. As you can see behind me, they are very defiant. They're brandishing banners and posters saying that